Elevate your understanding of the Christmas story. In this captivating exploration of Matthew chapter 2, we dive deep into the arrival of the wise men, King Herod's dark intentions, and the miraculous events that surrounded the birth of Jesus. Discover the significance of the gifts, the fulfillment of prophecy, and the divine guidance that protected the Holy Family. The importance of the Magi's journey and gifts, the fulfillment of Old Testament prophecies. How God's guidance ensured Jesus' safety in perilous times. Don't miss this enlightening journey. Watch now, Matthew chapter 2. Verse 1. Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem. This verse sets the stage for the narrative, introducing Jesus' birthplace, Bethlehem, and the time, during King Herod's reign. Wise men, or Magi, signify the recognition of Jesus' importance beyond Jewish culture, coming from distant lands. Verse 2. Saying, Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him. The wise men are seeking Jesus, motivated by the appearance of a star, which signifies a new king's birth. Their inquiry highlights Jesus' royal status and the purpose of their visit, worship. Verse 3. When Herod the king heard this, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. King Herod's disturbed reaction indicates the threat he felt from a new king. Herod's paranoia and history of violence against rivals contribute to the tension in this passage. Verse 4. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. Herod consults religious leaders to understand the prophecy concerning the Messiah's birthplace, demonstrating his fear and desire to maintain control over his kingdom. Verse 5. So they said to him, In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet. The religious leaders cite Micah 5:2, confirming that the Messiah is foretold to be born in Bethlehem, affirming the prophecy's fulfillment. Verse 6. But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are not least among the rulers of Judah, for out of you shall come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel. This quote reinforces Bethlehem's significance and God's plan for leadership through Jesus, the shepherd, a common biblical metaphor for care and guidance. Verse 7. Then Herod, when he had secretly called the wise men, determined from them what time the star appeared. Herod's secretive meeting with the Magi indicates his deceptive intentions. He seeks to gather more information to locate and eliminate the perceived threat. Verse 8. And he sent them to Bethlehem and said, Go and search carefully for the young child, and when you have found him, bring back word to me, that I may come and worship him also. Herod feigns curiosity and worship, masking his sinister motives. This shows the lengths to which he will go to preserve his authority. Verse 9. When they heard the king, they departed, and behold, the star which they had seen in the east went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was. The star guides the Magi directly to Jesus, symbolizing divine guidance. It affirms God's active role in revealing his Son to the world. Verse 10. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceedingly great joy. The Magi's joy upon seeing the star again highlights the hope and excitement surrounding Jesus' birth as a significant event for humanity. Verse 11. And when they had come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented gifts to him, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Their worship signifies recognition of Jesus' divine nature. The gifts, gold, royalty, frankincense, deity, and myrrh, suffering and death, symbolize various aspects of Jesus' identity and mission. Verse 12. Then, being divinely warned in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed for their own country another way. God protects Jesus by warning the Magi to avoid Herod, showcasing his sovereignty and care for Jesus' safety. Verse 13. Now when they had departed, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise, take the young child and his mother,
"Flee to Egypt, and stay there until I bring you word, for Herod will seek the young child to destroy him." Joseph receives divine instruction to escape to Egypt, emphasizing God's guidance and protection for his son against Herod's threat. Verse 14. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night and departed for Egypt. The urgency in Joseph's response highlights his obedience and the seriousness of the threat against Jesus. Verse 15. And was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the Lord through the prophet, saying, Out of Egypt I called my son. This fulfills the prophecy of Hosea chapter 11 verse 1, indicating that Jesus' life is a continuation of God's redemptive plan through history. Verse 16. Then Herod, when he saw that he was deceived by the wise men, was exceedingly angry, and he sent forth and put to death all the male children who were in Bethlehem and in all its districts from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had determined from the wise men. Herod's violent action illustrates the depths of his fear and wickedness, fulfilling Jeremiah's prophecy about Rachel weeping for her children. Verse 17. Then was fulfilled what was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet, saying. The mention of prophecy underscores that Jesus' life is part of a larger narrative and divine plan.
Verse 18. A voice was heard in Ramah, lamentation, weeping, and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, refusing to be comforted, because they are no more.
This citation captures the tragedy of innocent lives lost and the suffering caused by evil, reflecting the context of Israel's history and loss. Verse 19. But when Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt. God's continued guidance through heavenly messengers provides assurance to Joseph, showing that divine protection is ongoing. Verse 20. Saying, Arise, take the young child and his mother, and go to the land of Israel, for those who sought the young child's life are dead. This message from God signifies the end of danger and the restoration of the family's home, leading to another fulfillment of prophecy. Verse 21. Then he arose, took the young child and his mother, and came into the land of Israel.
Joseph's immediate action again demonstrates his faith and obedience in following God's directions. Verse 22. But when he heard that Archelaus was reigning over Judea instead of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there. And being warned by God in a dream, he turned aside into the region of Galilee.
Joseph's fear regarding Archelaus shows the continued threat even after Herod. God's warning keeps the Holy Family safe, further illustrating divine protection. Verse 23. And he came and dwelt in a city called Nazareth, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophets, he shall be called a Nazarene. The family's settlement in Nazareth fulfills yet another prophecy, reinforcing Jesus' humble beginnings and the idea that he was raised in a seemingly insignificant town. Amen.